Hey everybody, welcome back to Doc's Autos. I am Tim, and this episode is unofficially sponsored by Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing. It's some good beer, and if you like good beer, grab some of these because they are pretty good. Now, we have a bunch of fun stuff today. So we have first of all the traction control, or the transfer case actuator for the 2007 X3 back there. Gone through a lot of troubleshooting, whether it was the computer module, wiring, whatever the case may be. I have not found a way to make the existing traction control or transfer case motor code up or work. So we've just gone ahead and replaced it. I was hoping it would have been as simple as the $8 gear in here that is broken, but that was not the case. So we will swap this out later this week, and hopefully that takes care of our problem with our no X-Driver, the all-wheel drive, the ABS, the hill descent. So put that back in the box for now, and we will get to that shortly. But for other more exciting things, we have from a place in Nashville. I forget the name. I will put it in the link. But BMW OE parts, the covers for the headlight washers that go in the bumper cover. Both of these were damaged on my bumper, and I did also get the matching paint A28 coat, I believe, from automotivetouchups.com. I will have that paint here in a week or so, and hopefully be able to go through and match these to the bumper. So we will comment on that later on and see how that goes. Also, we have other great stuff from, who was it from? Here it is, JSD Auto Parts. We actually ordered 2 of these. I found the other one was broken, but this is the washer for the headlights in the bumper cover. Basically mounts into the assembly where the fog light goes, and when you press the windshield wiper button, these come out as well and wash your headlights. So these were both damaged, and I figured just replace them both. They're cheap, about $13, and in the grand scheme of things, that is nothing to get those replaced with new parts. Other fun stuff, what else do we have here? Well, not really BMW related, kind of complete opposite, unless you got a BMW diesel. Box of goodies from dieselpower.com. Why? Because, well, I've got the Ford F-350 dually sitting out in the back, not going anywhere yet. Just don't drive it every day when you've got something that gets 24, 25 miles to the gallon. Why take the 1-ton dually pickup that gets 12? So, but I got a couple of t-shirts. I got one of the Diesel Power t-shirts, and I wanted to get the Bro Dozer shirt, because if you haven't seen their monster truck yet, the Bro Dozer is pretty freaking awesome. So excited to grab that. Got that as part of a promo. So I will be no doubt wearing those here in the shop in the coming episodes. 2 items left today. We actually do have the crash bar is on order, and it should be delivered today, but it is not here yet. But hey, it'll get here when it gets here, because I've got plenty of other stuff to put on before that. And one of those items here is the air duct for the brakes. Of course, I could just cut the plastic more. Here we go. You always learn never cut towards yourself, right? Well, I broke that rule. Which is why I have a scar on my thumb. Sure packed, well, that's for sure. Something you can't say about every eBay purchase. Oh, where did this guy come from? Oh! Somewhere in Iowa. I will put the link to his eBay store, of course, in the description below. But we have a very well packaged Take 3. We had a very well packaged brake duct. For the driver's side, and where this goes is down right at the ground level. There is a, you probably can't see it here, but I will show you later on while we rebuild it, is down here there are two channels for your air cooling for your brake. So these directly take the air out of the intake from the hood on the grill and duct it back towards your brakes to keep them cool. So this was about I don't know, $46, $47 to get. The other one was completely missing from the vehicle, so definitely is something needed. And last and certainly not least, probably the most important thing here is this big box. And this big box has the key to start putting everything back together. Like I said, it's like Christmas in October. What do we have here? This is brand new BMW OE. Didn't go for any of the cheap knockoff stuff on this. The assembly that goes behind the crash bar and behind the bumper cover for all of the... Actually open the hood. Anyways, this assembly, let me move, actually. Boop, boop. Hey, there we go, look at that. So this assembly actually fits between the frame rails, behind the bumper cover, and then in front of the radiator, and is the kind of the air duct and valance piece for all of your airflow into the vehicle. So this is where those brake ducts attach to down here at the bottom, and this you could see would be where your little kidney grills are on the front bumper cover, and then of course it attaches up on top of here. I may not have gone and replaced this, except that down here was pretty well damaged towards the bottom, and then on the current one, this whole side was missing in the front, so I had no way to attach the bumper cover back onto the vehicle. So this was sort of a no-brainer. I had to replace it. I was able to find it for about $193 with free shipping. So not a small part, not a small package to ship, and definitely a key piece to putting everything back together. Now there are two pieces left on here that I don't have yet. One of them is a snorkel for the air intake, and that comes up from the air box behind the radiator and then into this area here. And on the back side, tough to see, but there's also a screen or a cover that would go over the snorkel to keep other contaminants, whether it's leaves or sticks or where I live, mice, out of your airbox and car. So we don't get a bunch of mice living in your airbox, and plugging up that works. So we're gonna go ahead first and figure out where I put my keys, open the hood, and take out that old front air intake duct, and then start putting that back in and slowly piece the vehicle back together. I was able to, if you see here, I was able to get this headlight mounted. That one had no broken tabs on it. The other one here on the driver's side, I mounted as well. I was able to replace all three, or repair all three of the broken tabs, and we'll go over in a later video. There is some adjustments needed to massage this panel back in place where it meets the headlight, but I at least was able to take care of my roughly 3/4 inch gap in the hood line between the quarter panel and the hood. So very happy about that. Everything in the headlights works. The adaptive following headlights for cornering, daytime running lamps, high beams, low beams, blinkers, all of those things work. Plugged everything back in here. My park distance sensors work with the exception of the one that was cut off. The only thing I need to track down is why the fog lights are still giving me an error. However, I think I see some pinched wires over on the driver's side, so I will go ahead and take a peek at that as well and see if we can't just make that work. Otherwise, the only other big issue I'll need to do and focus on is trying to uncurl the hood here just a hair. It's bent under just a bit. And I think once I get everything else lined up, put back together up top, getting that kind of pulled back into place should be just fine. The other last big thing that will be an issue to do, if I can get it off here. The other last big item to fix here will be the bumper cover. Now, I don't know why, but when it was taken away from the accident, or for whatever reason, somebody decided they wanted to go and cut into here, and the same cut is in the assembly that goes back here for the fog light and headlight washer too. And I don't know why they did this. I can't see any possible reason other than just to be a pain in the next person's butt. So what I'm going to attempt is to repair this just like I've done with the headlights, and I'll go over that as well. Just basically some plastic welding, and weld it from the back and fill as much in as I can, and then fill it in the front. And then I also have the same paint for the headlight wipers. I'm going to try and paint this corner here and blend it in and avoid having to buy either a used bumper in possibly the same or worse condition overall, or have to buy a new primed bumper and then have it sprayed to match this color with 5 years or 7 years of fade on it. So I'm hoping I can fix this, because there's really nothing else wrong with the bumper cover except there's a few parts that were bent, and these can be put back with a little bit of heat, a little bit of touch up. But overall, the exposed part of the bumper is not damaged beyond anything that I would see at any normal run and drive vehicle. You know, it's going to get a few scratches from a parking lot here or there, some other driver that bumps into you. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. There's just one piece of black trim that goes down over the bottom, which that was unfortunately damaged and took the brunt of the accident down there. So I will have to replace these. I did find that they're about $100 to replace. Just make sure you find the ones with the park distance sensors in them. But otherwise, I think this front end got off very light in terms of damage. I was anticipating about $1,000 in repair costs just for the parts. My time was pretty worthless, so I'm not factoring that in here. But I'm at about but all put together, said and done, now I'm looking at just around $500 for the parts that I have into it that are here today. That also includes things like the $60 for the oil change that I did. I haven't done any cleaning on it yet. There was two items inside. One of them was the glove box. The trim and cover had started to pull away from the plastic cover itself, so I went ahead and reattached that with some 3M spray adhesive, and that seems to be holding well. And then a little bit of the seat cushion on the driver's side has come loose, and that's just a matter of pulling it back down so the tab catches under the frame of the seat. So that won't be a big issue either, but I'll probably have to take the seat out, which gives me a good opportunity to clean underneath the front seats of the vehicle, especially the passenger one. Oddly, the car has almost no crumbs inside. There's a couple of little crumblies under the passenger seat, but the driver's seat was spotless except for 30 cents and change and a charging cable for a micro USB device. So all in all, so far the car is going pretty well. It's taken apart, so now it is time to go and put it back together. And we will catch up with you when we start doing that. Thanks, and if you like this, hit like and subscribe below, and again, check out the links from where I got all my goodies. If you've got a X3 Gen 2 to repair, lots of parts are out there. You just have to look for the best deal. So that's about it, and talk to you soon. Thanks.